Hey, we're the Daughters of St. Paul and we evangelize through the media. And today we're reacting to...
just some TikTok videos.
Roll them.
I know. Well, really quick, just to say why. One of the things that happens every single time we post a TikTok is we get all these comments of people saying, what's on a Nuns For You page? So we thought we'd show you.
Yeah. Let's hop into that.
Let's go.
Everybody's so creative. So you put just pasta right in an aluminum pan. Don't even take the paper out because you want all the seasonings. Now get yourself some clove garlic and dump it right on top because you don't want anybody talking too close to you in your kitchen. Now dump yourself a bottle of soup right on top, any kind of soup. If you don't have soup, get pasta sauce.
Okay, I think I know some sisters who cook like this.
Yeah, you just like do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
must be a little hungry. Yeah. All right, keep on going because why not? Don't wash your hands. You don't have time for that. You're in a rush for your guests. All right. Now open up the package of mushrooms. Okay. Don't clean them off because you want it to be very earthy tasting. You like it to taste like it came from out of the dirt. It's very, very earthy. Now put them right on top. See how it looks like potatoes, but it's not? It looks like potatoes, but it's not. But you can put potatoes right in there because why not?
It's the most disappointing
It's like a Hobbit meal.
On the countertops, anything, and pour it all together. And it's going to be delicious.
Oh, it needed that.
It
just...
we added
well,
cheese.
cheese makes everything
I
better.
knew it wouldn't be complete without cheese. It won't slide down easy if it ain't child. I bet it slid down easy. Well, Rover's hungry too.
Okay, but this lady has to be like goofing, right? Like this is a joke.
I don't know.
Like the only thing I hope it's not a joke only because like that's a lot of wasted food. But at the same time, I do hope it is a joke.
See how it almost looks
The
like
reveal.
it looked when we put it in there? But just a little bit melted and runny?
A little bit.
That's what you're going for. Soupy, runny, deliciously different.
Running
It's just like
deliciously.
crunchy.
Okay.
That way we never
Leaving
find
that
out what it was
paper.
like. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That, can I just escape this terror?
Holy moly.
I mean,
scaring
sure.
me.
I feel like maybe the first lady is just like goofing.
I kind of hope.
And heart,
It is-
baby.
Like I hope she's not serious.
Yeah, I hope she's not serious, but also, again, like if she is, that's a lot of food to. I mean, unless the dog's gonna eat it all after.
Maybe.
I mean, who feeds their dog that much pasta?
I don't know, but.
Harry Styles, are you okay? I feel like you've been on tour for like 12 years. You're not performing like you need a nap. You've been doing great every show. I've never been to a show, but the edits I've seen, you look full of energy, a baby fresh out of the tour's womb. All I'm saying is,
I love her so much.
Smooth.
Harry Styles, are you okay?
Oh my gosh.
I love Elise Myers.
Yeah.
I love her so much. And my thing with this is like, I love that she's like thinking about him.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
it just kind of reminds me of like our own Pauline offertory and like, which we'll have a video about.
Yes,
Yeah.
we will.
And just like her concern for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like it started with a genuine thought. Like, Harry Styles, are you okay? Actually, we need to find that out. We need to explore that on TikTok together.
I mean, if anybody's going to get an answer, she might. So.
Yeah, well, that's true. But it's good to be keeping those people in our thoughts and our prayers.
It is.
Because like
It
it's
is.
true. You hear so many celebrities talk about like how strenuous like tours are and how it
Yeah.
wrecks them,
Yeah.
and some of them hate it. Like
Yeah.
I'm not saying Harry Styles hates it. I have no idea, but
Yeah.
like it's really taxing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
pray a lot. I like spiritually adopted Miley Cyrus, but
Oh.
like a long time ago. So like just watching her journey of getting famous,
Mhm.
like praying for her, and then her whole fallout. But she's like
Mhm.
doing better, and like I don't know. I
Mhm.
just keep her in prayer a lot.
Yeah, I have a
and-
few that I've kind of adopted as well.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. Low key adoption.
Yeah. I think most daughters of St. Paul just kind of like naturally do it. It's not really something we plan into our life. It's just,
no,
it just
we naturally
happens.
do it, or just God puts someone on our
Yeah,
hearts, and that's
yeah.
it. They're ours.
Sometimes folks ask me why I so often encourage people to be kind to themselves. Isn't it more important to be kind to others? Well, there was a time I would have agreed with them. But you know what? Being hard on myself didn't make me a better person. It didn't make me more disciplined or healthier. It certainly didn't make me nicer. When I finally began to forgive myself for my mistakes, I became more resilient. When I reminded myself of my strengths instead of dwelling on my flaws, those beautiful parts of myself grew and grew. When I took the time to be gentle with myself, it gave me the energy to be gentle with others.
Mary and baby
Being
Jesus.
kind to myself
Aw.
taught me how to be kind
so
to
real.
others. Be kind to yourself.
Amen.
She looks
It's the
cozy.
best thing you can do for this poor old world of ours.
Wow,
It's
wisdom.
so beautiful. I love
Wisdom.
when I run into her on TikTok. It's like I'm encountering like the Mr. Rogers of TikTok in a sense. Like,
Oh, yeah.
But she like her themes are always so beautiful about being kind and being kind to yourself and just like I don't know real life.
Yeah.
There's something about like you're watching like funny pasta videos or whatever, and then all of a sudden you're like sucked into this deep moment of like just real life. And I always am struck when people really be their authentic selves
Yeah.
on TikTok, and they also record it in a way that comes across so real.
It came across like you were in your grandma's house or something.
Yeah.
Like cozy.
Yeah.
Which I loved. And I love how she pulled out that being unkind to yourself or hard on yourself doesn't make you a kinder person.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
Because you're not able to share your strengths or to share what it means to forgive yourself with other people because you're not able to do it yourself.
And that's
Yeah.
sometimes the hardest person to be kind to is yourself.
Yeah.
So it's like, whoa, wisdom, tell me more.
Yeah.
Well, and even like the whole idea of like loving your neighbor as you love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how do you love yourself? What are we
Right?
comparing
Tell
it to?
it.
Like,
Yeah.
how are we taking care of ourselves? How are we, and if we really think about love as willing the good of the other, then like, are we willing our own good in the sense of like, are we willing ourselves into God's love? Are we willing ourselves like into holiness, into sanctity? And if not, then how can we do that for anybody else?
Right.
So
And I think it's so easy to focus on like the second half of that. We're like judging ourselves already. Am I loving my neighbor? Wait, pause. Am I as myself? Like it starts in our own hearts and being able to accept who we are and live authentically. Otherwise, when you give, it doesn't come across. You're like being. She even shares that at one point. It's like being just nice to be judged instead of being authentically kind and charitable. I think that also ties into the virtue of charity.
yeah.
And it's cool how it's...
So you be nice to yourself.
Yeah, be nice, be kind.
What were you gonna say? Sorry.
Oh, no, I was just going to say it's like reciprocal because sometimes, as you say, like it should start in ourselves, but like sometimes we forget. And it's like how we treat others can remind us like, wait, but am I cutting that slack for myself? Not that we want to be super slack with ourselves. We have to challenge ourselves. But at the same time, we are just as broken as anybody else.
Yeah, and like, do we have all kinds of double standards? Like, do we hold
Right.
ourselves to something that we would never hold anybody else to?
Yeah. And like, if so, why? Like, who do we think we are? Like,
Well, and like, I mean, not to keep bringing it back to the words of Jesus, but like he says, the measure with which you measure will be measured out to you, right? So like,
Right.
how are we judging and forgiving and holding others in our hearts?
Right. Yeah.
So I'm grateful for this cozy little corner of TikTok I have found.
I know, that's really sweet.
Also, I loved her house. Can I just say, like, she
Yeah.
had this old little phone, like a rotary phone, and then that little
Very
wooden
intentional.
elephant.
Super cute.
I
Super
immediately
cute.
noticed.
Also, can we say dedication? Like that could not have been easy for her to like set up the shot, go up the stairs,
Right.
film coming down the stairs.
Yeah.
Very
Like-
thoughtful.
Like that took a lot of effort on her
Yeah,
part.
It did.
So
No,
Yeah.
very genuine.
what a sweetie.
Yeah.
I love this audio.
It's one of my favorite audios.
It's just like real life. I've seen this one a few times.
I haven't seen this.
I have
one.
never seen
You've
this
never
one.
seen this one?
No.
You gotta wait to the end.
He's so cute.
He's so dirty. He's mud.
Oh,
He's completely mud.
Oh. Shoot, it's alive! Oh my
I was
gosh!
not expecting that. He brought a gift. It's like I wanted to share this small fish with you.
He was like, where are they, and are they ready for this gift?
He knows he's like not supposed to have done whatever he did.
It's so fun. Yeah, dogs are so smart that way. Oh my goch, I just
love it
can't
so
get
much.
over that.
I love it so
He
much.
needs to make friends with the
Poor
cat. The cat would be like so
fish.
grateful.
What do you do with a fish? Like, you have to try to run back and
It's
put
the
it back
thought
in.
that counts.
Yeah.
You feed it to the cat, I guess. I don't know.
My my mom's cat used to bring birds back and
Really?
stuff to the
Yeah.
door and lizards. And he was like, I love you. You're my human friend.
That's so funny. Crows bring gifts too.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
but they pick up shiny things.
And this is why we make Amazon wish lists.
Wait, why?
So we don't get gifts
don't
like
have-
that.
Oh, right. I was like, what?
Because we don't want those kinds of gifts.
Oh my
Very thoughtful. Very thoughtful.
gosh. He's so cute. I love though that like you bring what you value.
Yeah,
You know, like
it's
what you
true.
think is valuable is the thing that you give.
It's true.
Even if
yeah.
it freaks other people out.
Yeah.
I love too, like how free and like prancy he is at the beginning. Like he's just so excited.
He's totally prancing. It's
I
like
have a new
Lady and the
friend.
Tramp.
He's had the day of his life.
Yeah.
I wonder what he was gonna do with that fish if no one saw him.
I think he just was delivering it.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, cute.
Oh, I love this couple.
Amore, the pasta's done.
Okay. Come on.
Yeah?
What is this?
It's the pasta. So you know that it's finished.
He's
It's done if you throw it on the refrigerator and it sticks.
Who told you to do that?
Everybody knows that.
Everybody who?
Everybody knows you throw it, and if it sticks, then it's sticky. So it's-
Amore,
It's like rest in
Yeah.
peace pasta.
this is so sticky. It's over. Even the oil, they're not gonna fix this. I'm gonna bring you out
Well, I
to
cooked
dinner.
it for
I'm gonna bring you out to dinner.
10 minutes spaghettini. It take 4 minutes. over
spaghetti is spaghetti. So the refrigerator to see.
I
And
take you dinner.
it's sticky.
I take you to dinner.
Amore,
I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm on it.
That is so cute. He's
His
like, "Look, I
reaction
can't even eat this."
is so genuine, but he's being like so gentle. Like, I'm on it.
Yeah.
He's like holding back.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
that is so cute.
No, I think as a religious, whenever I'm like going through TikTok and I see a couple that really knows each other and like gets each other, and it just comes across so authentically that they're able
Yeah.
to like play on each other's sense of humor and what makes them tick and what makes them a little upset. But then at the end of the clip, it's like love triumphs here.
I love how his
Even
response is,
in-
I'm taking you out.
Even in the wet noodle, like, even in overcooked pasta. So.
I do wonder, like, if she did this as a prank, is there like good pasta still in the other room cooked?
Oh, I'm sure that there's like a
Yeah.
whole pantry of pasta in this house if there's an Italian man there.
But I mean, like, is dinner still happening?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened after that.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
That is so sweet. I really love it when couples are genuine with each other, but when you see them working to be gentle,
Yes.
that's so important.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's cute. But the throwing of the pasta against the wall, that's like a super American random. Like,
I've
who
definitely
started
heard that
Yeah.
expression before.
Yeah.
Well, one of the first times I visited the Daughters of St. Paul, one of the sisters, Sister Tracy, was like, "Let's throw the pasta against the wall."
Really?
And I was like, "Okay." I come from an Italian American family. I'm like, "What? I've never done this before, but okay, sounds like fun.
It might be fun.
But I guess if it sticks to the wall, it's done. It also, if
It's
it
very
sticks to
done.
the wall, it's
It's very
overdone.
done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little too done.
Yeah. Like, you don't have to worry about it not being done.
No, it's definitely like a saying. Like, people say, throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
yeah.
But not like literal. Like
I mean, but it is from something. Like,
true. Or like, I feel like a wet noodle. It's usually a negative expression.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry to bother you. Can I disturb you 1 second? Yes,
Have
Okay.
you
my
ever
name
seen
is
this guy
Dino.
before?
No, I have not.
I'm a street photographer.
Yeah.
I do these people portraits all over the world.
I
and
saw, I think I have you in a TikTok, maybe.
oh, yeah. We are also recording.
Okay.
I was wondering if I can take a couple of pictures of you.
Yes, absolutely.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
He just approaches like random people on the streets
I love it.
of like all walks of life.
It's like a real artist that just wants to capture.
He brings out the
humanity,
beauty in
yeah.
people who can't see it in themselves. Like,
I love that.
yeah. Oh, I love that picture.
Oh,
That's sweet.
Yeah.
it doesn't take much.
I feel one of the best gifts in my life.
Excuse me. Sorry to bother you. Can I?
That's really sweet.
Yeah. I think almost every video I've ever seen from that guy kind of makes me emotional just because I think like so many of us can't see the beauty in ourselves. And when someone else brings it out in us, or when like Jesus kind of reveals it to us, it's in a very emotional moment because you're kind of grappling with all the things that you can see that you think are ugly and that kind of define you, but that's not what defines you.
Yeah.
And I just really love that he kind of, in a very small way, brings that out. He goes all over the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
I love that how he sees the gift of his gift.
Mm-hmm.
And he can just offer that to others in humility and simplicity. Isn't like, I'm a great photographer. But he just like gently approaches her and says, I want to give you this gift. And she kind of reluctantly accepts it. But as the photo shoot happens, it's like her beauty is being revealed in a way she didn't see before.
One of the things that I notice is like she's there with somebody.
Yeah.
And he approaches her anyway.
Yeah,
And I was thinking, like, there have been times when I felt like I wanted to check on somebody, or maybe there was a good word that I felt like I needed to say, or like an invitation to pray or something. But with an audience, it can get awkward, and like maybe I kind of like pull into myself and I don't want to do it, or I kind of chicken out a little bit. So like just the fact that he, for whatever reason, picked her out of that crowd, because there's many people in that room. It's not just the two of them. And decided, like, I don't know. It almost felt like he was like felt called to her.
Yeah. It's
And just kind of like didn't mind that he was interrupting a conversation. Like he just knew that this is what he needed to do.
Yeah.
It's just like
It's kind of cool.
It's like the natural goodness that's written in the human heart, just like coming forward.
Yeah.
But not unlike, is Harry Styles okay?
Yeah, a little bit like that.
Yeah, natural goodness.
Yeah. People are cool, man.
Yeah. There's,
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Dad, Sunday was a sad day. But the day before that was a Saturday.
His eye reaction.
yeah, it was like on the beat.
The glow.
What is that filter?
The thing is, like, I feel like my nephew and my brother make those faces at each other when stuff like this happens. It's like so perfect.
I love how the description says he's going to be unstoppable.
That's awesome. Oh, man.
I love those like father-son moments. They're just so precious to me. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like people just hit this age where dad jokes become, they just like come out of them.
Yeah, it becomes part of their identity all of a sudden.
Yeah, I remember when I was in college, people, like guys were already starting to make dad jokes, and every time they would do it at that age, like they were horrified with themselves. They would tell it and laugh and be like, oh my gosh, like, what did I just do?
So why are you interested in rural medicine? Well, as a kid, my favorite activities were porch sitting and knowing everybody's business. Well, there's plenty of that around here. Hey, Doc, Hank just called. Chainsaw bit him. He lost 3 fingers, wants to know what he should do with them. Again? He only had 8. I told him to wrap him in moistened gauze, put him in a waterproof bag, put the bag on ice, and come on in. He wants to know if he can wait till... He should have his fingers reattached within about 6 hours so he can finish topping his fence post before he comes in. Oh, thanks, Doc. No problem. How does he know I'm a doctor? It doesn't matter who you are. If you show off any kind of medical knowledge around here, you're considered a doctor. Really? Yeah, my 2nd grade teacher once splinted a leg at the county fair. She was called Doc for 20 years. Hey, Doc, Lucy can't make her appointment today. Wants to know if you can do a house call instead. Oh, that's understandable. You know, it's calving season, so it's hard to get away. Ah, you know your farming seasons. Of course. Calving, planting, worrying about the weather, and harvest. You know, I really think you'd be a great fit for this community. Well, I do have a few other interviews lined up, so I'm not sure. We'll help you repay your student loans. Let's get started.
The tie comes off. Too, like, that's so on point for rural communities. Like, that's, yeah. It's just everyday reality.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Might be. But when he's like, yeah, he can finish topping his fence before he comes in.
Totally
He's
fine.
got a few hours.
Put it
no
on
big
ice.
deal.
Yeah, put him on ice.
The differences that he's pulling out between like city medicine or like country medicine, I think is so interesting because even in how we live our life and how we approach problems and how we like view the world is so affected by where we're from.
Yeah.
And
or what even is a problem.
Right, exactly. It's dependent on where you're from and your perception of that. So when you encounter people who've had a different experience, it can be really confusing almost. But that's actually how we gain a broader view or a larger mind and heart is being challenged by that.
Yeah.
So TikTok exposes you to other cultures. It does.
Like rural medicine.
Like
rural medicine jokes.
Very important.
We saw a lot of people caring, like just naturally drawn to care for other people
and themselves.
Yeah, I think too, like one of the things that I see in a lot of these things, like you were pointing out, like wherever a person's from, like we saw an Italian guy very concerned about how the spaghetti was cooked, and
you saw a non-Italian not very caring. I was like, my insides were like bleeding.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no. And like the dad jokes, like that's part of like a particular kind of dynamic. Like even like worrying about Harry Styles, like we all come at things from a particular perspective. And like even the woman, I didn't catch her name, of who was kind of exhorting us to kindness, like and to kindness with ourselves. Like all of those are perspectives that we kind of come from, like whether it's given to us, like it's something we're raised with, and people teach us to think a certain way about something or to cook a certain way, or that something in particular is funny. Like some people really have an ironic sense of humor and some people really do not.
No. Yeah, like the lady that did the like irony of that really horrible pasta dish. Like
we hope it was
I've
irony.
seen her a few times. She's so spot on. She's like the funniest
Yes.
one.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
So
real.
like the diversity in the human experience, like just, I don't know, there's something about it that's really beautiful. And if we can like kind of hold that and even like to pray for these people, to like sanctify our interactions with them. And like these were all very wholesome, but there are times when we're scrolling along and something a little less wholesome comes up, and and we can teach the algorithm like, hey, I don't like that one.
No,
either by long clicking it and not liking it, which some people don't know that you can do, or by just like scrolling quickly away. Like that teaches the algorithm I don't want that stuff. But even so, like to swipe away quickly, but then also to pray for the people who are creating that kind of content, because that seems to be where they're able to find their value. And actually they have so much value beyond that.
I think it's beautiful too. I think what like these random TikToks that just kind of like happened. It showed both like the diversity of the human experience, like what you're saying, but also like the unity of the human heart. Like they were all moved by similar, like there was at least 3 or 4 videos that they were all moved by similar things.
Except the pasta in the...
Yeah.
Well, we were moved by the pasta. And
Yeah.
we were moved.
Yeah, we were moved.
Were we? Okay.
But
I mean,
even like, okay,
in
so
a way.
the Italian-American
Not in the same
couple,
way.
like there's still that amore, like that sense of love for one another that's there. The photo guy that just wanted to bring out the beauty of the person in front of him that he saw spontaneously. And then our other friend who was able to just share her human wisdom and experience of kindness of the human heart. And these people, we don't know, are they Christian? Are they Catholic? I have no idea, but that was like there's aspects of the human heart that is just ingrained in us. And the more that we can draw out the good in one another, the more that we're drawing out God in a sense.
Right, because we're made in the image of God. That is our unifying factor. And that's what comes out in those moments. Yeah, it's so moving.
And it's the universal call to holiness. Like that's our end, like our philosophical like telos, our end, like where we're supposed to be headed.
Our destination.
Yeah. And I think that sometimes it's easy to think that humanity doesn't totally tend toward it because we hear so much of like the bad stuff that goes on.
The media
but when you
also
see these beautiful little snapshots of people's lives and like their sense of humor and like what they're willing to put out there for the world to kind of like entertain, or even like just sweet dog that wants to offer a gift.
They're
that's gonna need a bath real
like
bad.
They're bearing their humanity in an authentic way, and that puppy was just bearing his dogness.
But I mean, there was a human behind the camera thinking, this is fun. It's gonna make people smile. You know, like sure, like maybe they're also thinking this is gonna get me lots of views, but it's also like there's something human about wanting to share these moments. Like there's even like us wanting to share it with you all. Like there's something human about coming together around something wholesome and fun and enjoyable like that. I think it opens up our hearts to see others if we allow it to.
Mm-hmm. And I think when we often talk about our time as being one of like division or confusion or anger, like people not dialoguing, all these disasters going on, and all of that is true. But at the same time, when we focus on it to the exclusion of, you know, what the Holy Spirit really is doing in his people, and all the little ways that people are reaching out to one another or giving one another support or celebrating one another for who they are, even when they overcook the pasta, and like all those things, those are the little moments in which God really reveals himself and encourages us. And if we are overlooking those as though they don't matter as much as all the other things, it's in the simplicity that we find our meaning. Like life isn't meant to be complicated. Like God is simple in and of himself, and we are too, if we, as long as we don't complicate things for ourselves. And I just really love how that brings out that simplicity of who we're called to be. Yeah.
That was really an act of the Holy Spirit. Like, those were pretty much random TikToks.
That just kind of all came together, yeah.
But there was like a human thread there.
Yeah.
Like, boom. But sometimes we don't take the time to just find the thread.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful to share that with you, to just kind of open that.
And to be intentional about it, not just keep scrolling for hours and hours until
Right,
you
and
get
you're
the,
like,
hey, you've been on here a while.
scroll.
You know? Like,
You have like that dead headache in the back of your eyes.
Yeah. Or the equivalent of Netflix asking if you're still watching.
I've never had that before. But
well,
confessions.
Yeah. Speaking of confession.
Yeah, you should go.
Yeah.
I went this morning.
I didn't, but I need to. No, we like to go on like rotate. The line was too long this morning.
I think there's another one tomorrow.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, sweet. Catch me tomorrow. I'll go tomorrow.
You can too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this new series that we've started is brought to you really by our Patreon supporters.
Yeah.
And so we're very excited to be doing more video content. We're only able to do it because of the people, the wonderful people that we have on our Patreon community. If you'd like to join us there, you can go to patreon.com/daughterstpaul.
Brought to you by viewers like you. No, truly thank you for the support. It is a gift to share and interact with you all there.
Yeah. And we're going to roll their names. And as soon as they're done rolling, you should check out that video right over there. The one over there that's going to explain why we're doing these series at all.
Catch you later.
Ciao.
God bless you.
God bless.